So the high school students were gathered around their rocket, preparing to launch it 70 miles off the Florida coast, up in towards space. The last thing they had to do before they could press the launch button is strap down the cargo of a couple of precious, precious vials of blood. It's time for a little bit of science.
Already?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm Will Grant, an Associate Professor of Science Communication at the Australian National University.
And I'm Roderick Griffin Lambert's 30-year science communication veteran, close, with the mind of a 14 to 17-year-old boy.
And today, as well as some high school kids sending blood into space...
I was sure you were going to say live animals. I'm going to do a little bit about Chivalry and how it is still alive.
I've got some stories about hippies with benefits.
Fuck yeah. We got fun for animals.
I want to say thanks yet again to MRI machines.
Oh, you're always thanking them, though. No.
Chivalry, not dead?
Not dead.
In what way is it not dead?
Well, I'm going to tell you a story. So Jane and Alex first connected because a frog popped out of her raincoat. You know how it is.
Frog popped out of her raincoat.
Sounds like a euphemism, doesn't it?
It got close to that, just the way that you were saying it. Yeah. But also, it does sound like a fairy tale, like a sort of 19th century fairy tale, like a French Little Prince type thing.
Definitely is. There's no question. This is exactly what this is. The frog popped out of her raincoat and she went, what a beautiful frog. So she sent a picture of this frog to Alex, who's a zoologist with a lifelong interest in ecology. And so she asked him, is this a special, rare, endangered frog? Is it hallucinogenic if I lift
Why would you
it?
necessarily think that?
Because it looked so weird. I think it was kind of green with little bits, like it was kind of spangly.
A green frog.
I know, it's the only one in history. But like a vibrant green with kind of patterns on it.
Okay.
There was more, but I didn't write that down, so I forgot. But it sounded...
You know it is possible to show pictures to people?
Oh, not if you don't have them.
I know, it's not...
But there is no frog. Don't focus on the frog.
Don't focus on the frog.
The frog is a catalyst.
You asked me to focus on the frog.
It's a catalyst.
Okay.
It's a catalyst for a
frog.
beautiful relationship. Get off the frog. Drop the frog and walk away. So she asked him all these questions about the frog, and it turned out nothing special. He's a common Perron's tree frog. Just a tree frog. Whatever. Nothing special.
Fine.
No one cares. This is where the frog leaves the story. Because what was special...
Forget the frog.
What frog?
The frog's gone.
Now, this is the story. It's all going to turn into frog stories. Believe me, you'll end up forgetting the frog.
Okay.
What was special, apparently, other than not the frog, it was their first conversation. It seems like they had an instant connection. And from the way I read it, it sounds like their first conversation, which was remote, went for somewhere around 10 hours. They really connected.
Sure. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah. And according to Alex, the connection was bafflingly fast, he said.
Yeah, okay.
Before I even laid eyes on her physical self, he says, I was confident that Jane was the one. We just connected.
That's nice. That's beautiful. It's love at first type. Were they typing this or talking or?
I assume we're talking, well into this century, so that, that was probably Skype. I reckon it was 2010, early 2010s. I think it was Skyping. So about 20 minutes into the conversation, Jane says to Alex, I have quite severe bipolar disorder. Mm-hmm. And over the next number of months, she filled him in on the details.
Okay.
So she had a normal start to life. She was very active. She was engaged. She was quite athletic, apparently doing very well at certain sports, maybe, heading towards, if not professional, at least highly proficient. And then she had a sexual abuse situation when she was 15, which is, fuck that. It was not quite immediate family member. I think it was a non-visiting uncle, which, just a quick pause to say.
Non-visiting?
Like he didn't hang out with them.
Oh.
Not someone they saw regularly. Anyway, she got really sick as well at a similar time, which is not uncommon for people who are suffering really horrible, emotional distress, especially when you're in your teens. So she got really sick with tonsillitis, glandular fever. So it seems like something around 2 years off school, off and on. Shit tons of antibiotics, like all the good stuff. And her mental health, shockingly, did not benefit. Are you shocked?
No, I'm not surprised.
No. Well, but you're an educated man. You know how this works. So she dropped out of school in year 11, and she says in her own words, I lost myself for the next 18 years.
Wow. Oh,
she had it bad. Like she'd have the full bipolar swings. Like she'd get depressed to the point of suicide, not quite, but thoughts, and manic to the point where, as she would say, I'd be talking to the spirits, I'd feel like I had godlike powers and that I was the chosen one.
Sorry.
I don't know if she talked to frogs.
No, I'll forget the frog.
No, you won't. Now, all I can think about it, I've got to find a picture. She was hospitalised many, many times. So she just had a shit time. But Alex, rather than going, my God, I'm getting the hell out of here, he thought, how can I help her?
Okay. Thanks, Alex.
Good man. Good frog guy. And his mind turned to the fact that she'd had mega amounts of antibiotics early in her teens. Then when he started to think about the effects on things like your gut microbiome.
Mm-hmm.
And as we know, in the tum-tum, that serotonin and dopamine, your mood-altering neurotransmitters, get produced down there and play around.
Transmitters for people that...
Transmitters.
Do wish that he would say the actual word.
I'm not good at the words.
The actual word.
I'm good at words. They're just not the right ones. So he went diving into the literature and found a study where they'd put human fecal matter into rats. The people had depression. They put it in the rats, and the rats started to show all these depression symptoms.
Lucky rats.
I know, right? Here, eat this shit. No, it's actually shit.
Research assistants, we'll need some of your stools, please.
What a day in the office.
Could you please into the rats?
Well, they had to be depressed people. They had to be people with...
Depressed rats?
Depressed people, given depressed people's poo, and the rats started to show...
They made depressed rats with poo?
With human depressed poo.
Wow.
I know.
Wow. What will they think of next?
Frogs.
Depressed frogs. What does a depressed frog look like? What does a depressed rat look like? How do we know?
Depressed frog just goes rib.
Yeah.
Anyway, Alex went, suddenly everything just fell into place. This could work.
Now, the reason you tell stories is because you like to make me horrified or sad. And
This won't make you horrified.
All right.
It'll make you happy. No, I like to see a little face change form, and it's fun for me. So flash forward 4 years. Alex and Jane have been happily married for a while. And at this point, Jane says, I was at a point of desperation where I felt I can't continue living with this level of suffering. So this was when they took some of Alex's feces, blended it with saline, passed it through a sieve.
His own.
Put it into an enema bottle. And as she puts it, then it was head down, bum up, squeeze it in.
Indeed.
I know.
Indeed.
It's romance. This kicked off what was to become a whole series of home-administered fecal microbiota transplants, FMTs, with the hope that it would, quote, take the edge off her mental illness.
How many do we need for this?
It seems to be quite a few. There wasn't...
if this is your thing and you're doing it daily, that's your thing.
Not
Fine.
daily. She's not trying to cure cancer. But it seemed like there was many and they were regular.
I thought the point was it was sort of a one-and-done sort of thing.
This is the early days, you know.
Yeah,
This is a homebrew. You can't be sure how strong a homebrew is.
Yeah, fair enough.
So she says after a few months, she began to, quote, feel joy for no reason. She started to have self-esteem for no reason, and she started to have motivation. And my motivation would be, I feel better because I don't want to squirt your shit in my bum anymore. But that was not it. And this was a world first use of fecal microbiota transplants to cure bipolar disorder.
Wow.
So experts apparently were literally stunned. Her psychiatrist described her improvement as bordering on miraculous. See, it's romance, man.
No,
it's chivalry.
I'm very happy.
I told you wouldn't be upset. It's delightful.
Yeah.
So careful studies, they say, are needed because cowboy FMTs aren't great.
Are you saying don't just find a happy person and squirt their poo up your bum
after putting in a blender? Don't get the blenders confused too. I recommend having your FMT
a separate blender.
I would.
How many blenders do you have, Mr. Blender? Like
me?
You've got a blender for every purpose.
Your usual 4. One for your poo.
Yeah.
One for hot drinks.
Yeah.
One for cold drinks, and the 4th is misc. So if you do it yourself, like there are big and serious risks to this stuff if you get it wrong. So you can get autoimmune disorders. You can literally pass on obesity, it would appear, of late.
Yeah.
You get antibiotic resistance and little things like, you could die.
So how would they screen for the right donor here? I still think that there's going to be celebrities selling their poo for this kind of stuff.
Brad Pitt's poo.
I feel like
George Clooney's.
I feel like people want my poo. I feel like I would, You
feel like people want your poo.
I feel like
Here lies William Q. Grant. I feel like people want my poo. My biggest regret is
this isn't being weird. I just I could help.
Do you know if you ever have to say that? You're on the edge. I'm not being weird. I'm not a crackpot. But anyway, look, so studies in the early 2020s are showing really positive results about this literally wiping out furious mental disorders like this. but big trials need to be coming. And so for Jane apparently is no longer on medication.
Wow.
Which is phenomenal. She no longer has a disability pension support.
Oh.
She no longer is being hospitalised every year. So
got her off the pension.
the love and poo got her out into the real world.
That's good.
So 2025, she's had no manic episodes since late 2017. It's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. And so she says, by resolving my bipolar symptoms, we have saved the government potentially millions of dollars, and I'm just one person, which is true. But also, other than wow to the medical side of this, I've got to say, what a rom-com waiting to be written.
Wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
With the squirt. Like it's...
Anne Hathaway and I'm going to say
Ryan Gosling.
Ben Mendelsohn.
Ben Mendelsohn. He's not a rom-com guy. He's not a rom-com. Jesus. I mean...
But his poo is pristine.
Yeah. How do you choose? How do you choose the donors here? I feel like...
I think on looks.
I just think...
Definitely on looks.
Gut flora, there's some complexities, that's all.
Well, if they're flatulent, don't.
I wanted to tell you a story about hippies bringing benefits. Not hippies with benefits, hippies bringing benefits.
Oh, not because...
Hippies with benefits? No.
They have certain benefits.
But just building on your last story, of course, there could be moments where hippies bring things that you don't want.
You don't want.
Yeah.
No, they want to bring something that... No, man, it's okay. It's natural.
No, but we're used to the argument these days that there can't be just one reason to do anything anymore.
Permaculture.
What?
Permaculture, the classic thing is everything you do in the garden should have at least 2 benefits.
Yeah, well, what are they looking for? What are your 2 benefits? Make your soil better and
eat cabbage.
Yeah, so...
Or if you're irrigating, if you're using water in one place, make sure when you get rid of it, it irrigates and also washes your camel or something. So each thing should have at least 2 positive outputs.
Is it like, or some herbs, you plant them, you can eat them, but they also keep the snails away?
They keep badgers away. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Your badger-resistant herbs.
Yep. You know what they're like.
That's really interesting.
Really big in the Northern Territory.
That's really interesting, because I don't know if the researchers here from the University of East London, who come from not a permaculture sort of world, but from a strategic and defence studies sort of world.
Classic hippie hangout.
No, they are making an argument here that I am like, well, good. This sounds great.
Does it?
They're raising the concept here, and I love this word, defensive rewilding. So they're raising a concept here, and it's a little bit like the permaculture, but on a bigger scale.
So what, make a jungle full of thorns so the Missourians can't get through when they attack you?
Yes, that's it.
So it actually makes sense.
So basically a jungle full of thorns, but their arguments are that you get 2 massive but very different directions of benefits here. So the first thing, what we're talking about here is ecological restoration work in various sorts of directions. So it could be wetland enhancement and restoration, or replanting or planting forests, peatlands, making rivers more rivery again, all that kind of stuff.
River up your river.
Yeah, in enhancing the riveriness. In fact, I think also coral reefs, making them more coral reefy.
It's probably a good idea because, if your sailors fall off on a coral reef, they get a little cut.
Indeed. So all of these things have great ecological benefits, and there are obviously many scientists, ecologists, hippies that are arguing that we should do these things for the climate or for biodiversity or for anything like that.
Just for love, man.
Just for the love. For the love.
Yeah.
That we should get out there and restore the wilderness to what it was like before humans came and ruined everything. And in fact, there are lots of people. So the
glorious past was not only glorious, it was also much safer.
Well, here's the thing. So these people are like, okay, but we can get a bonus argument here and not just protect against snails, but protect against the Russians.
Oh, not hippies.
Not protect
I want to protect myself against hippies.
I want to put a swampland around my house so no hippies can get in.
Bullet trees and capitalist bushes, and they'll just leave me alone.
But what they're trying to
protect against the Russians in particular, because they have a loathing for the wild.
Well, a lot of their examples actually come from that boundary between, let's say, Germany and Russia, which is actually whole countries as a boundary, but we know that...
some of them consider themselves more than just a fence.
Poland, more than a fence.
Exactly, not just a boundary.
But we know historically, so for example, I think the German soldiers in World War II got bogged down in the Pripyat marshes as they're trying to get into the Soviet Union. And similarly, there's actually, Ukraine has done that just recently in their fight with Russia. Like they flooded a wetland to make it hard to get your tanks through.
Yeah.
But what this argument is basically a nice moment where ecologists are saying, okay, there's benefits here.
Yeah.
And the defense people are going, actually, that's a hell of a lot
Wait a
cheaper than
minute.
building walls or putting up barbed wire, and a hell of a lot more effective if we just grow forests or flood wetlands and swamps.
How do
and
they
things together.
explain that to the new enlistees, though? You will.
Build
Keep your
swamps.
rifle clean, dig holes, put trees in it.
Look,
floodplains.
It obviously can only happen in certain sorts of places.
Sure.
Okay.
The Scandinavians and the Swiss military.
Yeah, right there up against Russia.
That's it.
I mean, here in Australia, I don't know how easy it is to rebuild coral reefs. But if we're getting invaded by your 1941 Japanese military or something like that,
Oh, yeah.
It's possible. That's not the fastest growing thing to do.
No, and rumour has it that the environment to keep it growing is not quite as conducive as it used to be.
No, indeed.
Although a bleached reef is still going to have jagged bits, so
That's
it's fine.
true. That's true. We can get some bleached reef.
Yeah, they don't have to be pretty.
But I just loved. I just thought this is really nice where the hippies are getting their arguments up into government via a defence argument.
Yeah, General von Watzenstein has said yes.
So there you go. It's like Rod's version of this. It's permaculture for national defence, or defensive rewilding. Take that. Think about that. How can we block the snails or the Russians from getting to our tomatoes?
To our us. Getting to us.
Yeah, getting to us.
I like that. So here's a headline that would make any Australian's blood run cold. Sharks showing unusually high levels of cocaine. The mere idea of a shark on cocaine.
I don't know. I don't quite know what cocaine would do to a shark.
If it's anything like what it does to people,
But-
bad things, man.
Well, look, I'm concerned about a shark being near me. I don't care if it's
No.
a cocaine shark or a straight edge shark.
But if you had to choose,
I'll take a drunk shark. I think,
hell yeah.
I think that's the shark. Or
'Cause
a
on
stone
something,
shark.
I love you, man.
Stone shark attacking
no,
beaches.
stone sharks get hungry.
But they're nibbling. They're sort of...
No, stone shark would eat fucking everything, including each other. But a coked up shark might get confused or it'd start pitching
it's
you
coming
dumb
out with
ideas.
real estate development
Exactly.
ideas.
It's like, I got an idea for a TV show as well. And you're like, and then you can get away. Luckily, these sharks, these cocaine showing up with sharks showing up with high levels of cocaine, it's not happening in or around Australia. Or to be fair, more sciencely, we haven't been looking for it
Okay.
happening in or around
So
Australia.
they're looking for it, in
Elsewhere.
Florida, in the Bahamas?
Bahamas.
Well, I know it's a sharky sort of place.
It's also a cokey sort of place.
Indeed.
So the context is there's the whole issue of this notion of detection of big capitals here, contaminants of emerging concern. Your CECs, your KECs in marine environments are an issue.
So contaminants being stuff that we're polluting out into the water of emerging concern. So this isn't stuff we already know we're concerned about.
Yeah, this
so
is on the horizon.
your oil sludge or your radioactive particles or your plastics.
Or your cocaine.
This is just your others.
Yeah, your other
Misc.
all the rests.
Emerging concern.
I know, contaminants of emerging concern. So these KECs are things that simply shouldn't be in the environments as you'd expect. They're human derived, as you say, and they're unlikely to be doing a lot of good stuff for the critters who are immersed in them.
I get being able to detect cocaine in a shark is very different from, the shark is actually high. Like, what volumes are we talking here?
Well, there's no measurement yet of whether they're getting coked up.
Okay.
It's not clear. But they're finding them at least since 2024 near and around Brazil, and now, as you've picked it, off the coast, around the coast of the Bahamas. So there's a journal, Environmental Pollution, my favourite one. First report of KECs detected in shark serum from the Bahamas.
Journal. Such a party journal.
Environmental pollution.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's dreadful. We go to lovely places and bemoan.
Do they occasionally publish a paper that's like, and let's
It's all cool.
It's all good. I don't know.
It's all cool.
Maybe we cleaned up some pollution.
Yeah, but then the
rewilded
conclusion would
something
be, but it's never enough. We need to do way, way more. But they say this was the first report of KECs detected in shark blood and other goo in the Bahamas. Which ones? So other than the cocaines, diclofenac, so it's a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory, caffeine, acetaminophen. So it's a common painkiller you'd see in Tylenol and
Am I
stuff.
going to need to know these afterwards?
No, I'm just saying these are the things they found.
Oh, that's cool. I was just
There'll be a test.
I was just filing those chemicals to the don't remember.
Oh, I was going to say.
No, I filed them very quickly to the don't remember section.
So people who want you, so non-steroidal anti-inflammatories, caffeine, a common kind of painkiller that Americans find in Tylenol. These were found in 3 different shark species.
Oh.
Caribbean reef shark, Atlantic nurse shark, and lemon sharks, not in great whites. I don't know why that matters, but apparently
I don't
it
think
does.
they have great whites around there.
Well, you never know with climate change.
Great whites are slightly more colder water generally.
They really are.
I think.
They really are. They do like to hang out around your old Cape Horns.
Yeah, exactly.
That vicinity.
The Roaring 40s. They love the Roaring 40s.
They did love the past. That's the way they dressed.
No, the Roaring 40s is like the
winds.
The 40-degree latitudes.
Yeah.
Down there. They're around Cape Good Hope. They love it. And
Cape of Good Hope?
Yeah, that one.
So the concern is they collected blood samples, 85 sharks. They got 85 sharks rounded up around the...
Did they ask for consent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And they didn't say no. It's around the Eleuthera Island, which is apparently quite remote in the Bahamas, and so its environment should be pristine. That's why they went there. Shock horror, it's not pristine. So the substances were turning up in detectable quantities, which of course bothers them. So how did the environmental pollutants, your keks, get there? So according to the lead author, it's mostly because people are going there, peeing in the water and then dumping sewage in the water. And it's probably your divers being the main culprits.
Divers?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought this was like whole countries are just sort of gradually flooding the oceans, but this is...
No, it would appear it's happening at a much lesser level. I assume there's a lot of
it's
divers
quite concentrated.
there. Yeah, but I assume there's a lot of divers. However, that's still, if it's mostly coming out of the detritus and refuse of diving boats and diving bodies... Either that's they're
quite coked up,
and they need anti-steroidal inflammatories, and it doesn't sound great. But the study says that they found up all these keks. They showed up in the basically the fat cells, triglycerides in the sharks, in their wee, and also in the lactate levels, because a lot of the sharks they tested were pregnant, and it showed up in their milks.
Wait. Sharks have milk?
You haven't had shark milk?
No,
Next time you get a coffee.
I thought one of them definitions of the mammals is
Lactate must mean milking or milk.
Sharks have milk?
Sure.
Sharks have milk?
Sharks have milk. Shark milk.
What?
Shark milk. It showed up in their lactate levels. So, well, unless lactate has 2 meanings, I'm not sure that it does. And they did link it to pregnancy.
I'm just imagining these baby sharks just nibbling on the nipples. I don't think that...
it'd be
there must
horrible.
be something else going on.
Maybe, yeah. That's a good question. Someone listening, tell us. Correct me or help us out. So it just basically means these emerging pollutions in these pristine environments are bloody everywhere. So I got to say one thing. I'm glad they found coke, because otherwise this would not be a headline. So this stuff won't actually get out there.
That's true.
Talked about.
That's true.
Because we found some anti-inflammatory non-steroidals in sharks. People
But
like, I don't care.
maybe the sharks don't mind the anti-inflammatories and they're feeling a little bit
it might be fine,
more relaxed.
but we don't know. And just willy-nilly letting them out there, or via the willy letting them out there, is not a good idea until we know. And also, I've got to say, it's another example of how nowhere and nothing on Earth is safe from us and our accidental mistakes. Nothing, nowhere, anywhere.
So what? What, you want a pristine world? Oh, my God.
Of course I do. Nowhere and nothing is immune. Well done, humans.
Rod, could you yawn for a second? I love a yawn.
Now I'm sleeping.
I love a yawn.
They're good for you.
They feel so good. Like you just...
They re-oxygenate you.
So, yawning, it's pretty common across a whole bunch of animals.
Definitely dogs.
Definitely dogs.
And spiders.
Don't know about that. I'd have to check.
I'm going to chat or vigilante to ask me anything about spiders.
But mammals, amphibians, so not spiders, but
really?
frogs.
Yawning lizards.
Amphibian. Lizards, that's a reptile. But reptiles are next on my list. So you just jumped ahead. That's all.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Reptiles yawn, other vertebrates. They're even underwater animals. Your underwater mammals.
Your sea anemones.
No, not
your
sea
coral.
I don't know if corals yawn. Like
sea cucumber.
But aquatic mammals, like
cuttlefish,
beluga whales, bottlenose dolphins, dugongs, they all
yawn.
Display yawn-like behaviours.
Do they yawn through the blowhole?
I hope so. It's a blowhole yawn.
Yeah, like... They couldn't yawn with their mouths because they'd freaking drown, or they'd have to lie on their backs.
But yawning is a pretty common behaviour. You know, we all do it. We love it.
Yeah.
But it remains a mystery. We don't actually know why we yawn.
Tell you one thing, talking about it, boy, I want to.
I know, right?
Oof.
No, but it feels good. Don't listener, don't worry if you yawn at the moment. It's fine. No, there's a bunch of hypotheses as to why we humans, or we yawners, if we're going to include
yawners,
you know, the beluga whales and the other mammals and whatnot.
The cuttlefish.
So there's physiological hypotheses, like might play a role in regulating blood oxygen, CO2 levels. Might do something, brain thermoregulation. So you might...
your brain's getting too hot?
Yeah, it could
have a little yawn?
Cool your brain down a little bit. It might be something about the arousal levels, like you're getting a bit...
Oh, it's true. I really like it.
No, more like you're getting a bit tired and a yawn can help you get a bit less tired. Like you're a bit more aroused. Not aroused in a sexual sense, but more awake.
Don't you tell me what arouses me.
Could be something to do with cerebral metabolic waste clearance.
I was going to guess that.
Yeah. You
yawn and
your
then
brain goes.
your plaques come out.
Yeah, maybe.
So if you yawn 38 times a day, no mental disorders or damage.
There's possibly some social hypotheses as well.
Well, they are contagious.
As a communicative aspect, yeah, they're contagious. Like we pass a yawn on to someone else, and you pass a yawn on across species, like.
Definitely with dogs.
Like dogs will yawn. I don't know if dogs catch it from us, but we catch it from them.
Haven't you? I've yawned. They suggested if you're trying to calm your dog down, they say don't quite make eye contact, just near it, and then go and do a big yawn, and it helps calm them.
That's so good.
Give it a try. Not your dog. She can't get calm ever. She's either unconscious
No,
or
you only
fully on.
see her when she's excited to see you. Like the rest of the time, she is a sleeping dog. Like she is a rug.
The abuse she needs me to move.
Did you know? But on the communicative aspect, and I love this study. It's one of my favorite studies ever. That
big call.
It is it's highly communicative amongst nearly all humans, but just not psychopaths.
Oh, yeah, I heard this. Like if you want to test if someone's fully trying to size you up to murder you and take everything you own,
exactly.
Yawn near them, and if they don't yawn, you're like, monster.
Don't take that one to the bank, but it is...
No, take it to the bank. I've heard this before. I think we may have talked about this years ago.
If that is your last offence, like you're about to be tricked into signing over your house and your virginity to everyone...
they're not yawning. Mum, come away.
But some researchers here in Australia at the University of New South Wales have done the thing...
That's like the fourth best university.
Have done the thing that you need to do to understand anything in the human body.
Drug us.
And put us in an MRI. These researchers took a bunch of people and got them in an MRI, scanning their heads and necks. I assume it might have actually been a functional MRI, so which is over time.
Looking at your blood flows in real time.
In real time. And got a bunch of healthy participants to yawn or take deep breaths or stifle a yawn or just
fake
breathe
yawn.
normally.
Pretend to yawn.
No, yawn. Like none of them would pretend to yawn.
But like you said, tell me to yawn, right? And I made yawning noises.
No, you pretended
but I wasn't yawning.
That was not true.
I can't actually yawn on demand.
No, well, they had someone else. They're actually contagious yawns. That's the point. They got someone to yawn, and then the others yawned.
But you could tell I was faking. That's why
I could tell you were faking,
and you didn't yawn.
Like that's because I'm not a psychopath. I know when fake yawns happen. They were wondering, yawning and deep breathing may be pretty similar sorts of things, but they're wondering, can we tell the difference? What's going on in the whole head and neck scan when it's happening? They found actually some really interesting things.
Yeah.
The first one is that each person, and they didn't have the biggest study in the universe, but...
Really?
No, everyone in their study yawned in a unique way. So...
Well, that's got to be pretty subtle if we're talking unique. Like the differences. Your eyebrow was on 8 degrees, slightly different angle.
It might depend on the resolution of the MRI. But the tongue motion, the jaw motion, what's going on, it was different for each person, but very consistent for each person. So they said it's almost like a fingerprint. So you could possibly identify someone just based on how they yawn. Which
God, it's going to make the next Bourne movie boring. Or going to the ATM.
Like, I do love the idea that some forensic scientists one day will identify someone just on a yawn.
Well, there's no way you're the real king of America because you yawn the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
I don't know if they discovered this, But they did also report here in the study, and they confirmed this, I think, is that bigger brains lead to longer yawns.
We do.
There you go. So
I can yawn for an hour and a half.
an hour and a half.
Hour and a half.
How good would that feel? Holy shit.
Horrifying.
Listener.
You'd be suffocating.
No, I would be all over that.
Yawning is breathing out. Can you breathe out for an hour and a half?
No, but I do circular yawning.
That's more than one yawn.
I'd keep the yawn going while I'm sniffing in. I just take.
I feel like the moment you breathe in, it's a new yawn.
With my nose.
It's a new yawn.
No way.
I'm demarcating between yawns.
Constant.
In breath, new yawn.
But they did come out with a hypothesis that does start to break down what the hell is going on, maybe in yawning.
Did they make yawning boring?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's your cerebrospinal fluid.
Oh?
So,
Holy shit, I did not expect that.
So, wrapping around the brain, a whole bunch of cerebral spinal fluid does some stuff.
Your brain and spine goos.
Yawns trigger a movement in the CSF in the opposite direction than taking a deep breath. So taking a deep breath, it moves in one direction, but yawns seem to pull it away in a very different direction. So they are giving credence here to the idea that it is some sort of role in cleaning out the brain. Like
That's wild.
It's the getting the goo out of your brain. There's
No
some sort
way
of
in
negative.
shit. If you'd said have 4,000 guesses,
It's cleaning out your brain.
change the transatlantic current.
I mean, there is
wild.
a chunk. There is a chunk here where you go, well, neurodegenerative diseases, so your dementias and Alzheimer's and things like that, are associated with an accumulation of waste. And the older you get, the more waste there can be. Could we all soup up our yawning?
Yawn harder.
Yawn harder.
Yawn more.
Yawn harder.
That also probably means sociopaths and psychopaths get dementia more.
I don't know. Look. I think we're jumping between possible ideas here, but there is an explanation for yawning that finally we're getting closer.
Cerebrospinal fluid changing the flow.
Yeah.
That is fucking wild.
So there you go, listener. Yawning feels good. It is good for you. Do it more. And make other people do it as well.
But time it appropriately depending on your social circumstances. If you're on a date, for example, and you ask the significant or hopefully significant other, tell me about what you do at work, and then you kind of go, I better do some yawning, otherwise I'm going to get demented.
No, but tell me what you do at work. I mean, you're allowed to yawn at that. It's like, tell me what your passion it is. You know,
what's the difference?
So I told you at the start about the high school students sending blood to space.
The moment you said strap on the cargo, I'm thinking live animals for sure. Immediately, and it was killing me not to say anything because I'm imagining like get the cat, zip lock it to the rocket. But
Sadly,
blood.
I suspect that the students we have here are more of your nerd type than your
really in the rocketry club
than your bullying type.
Nerds can be very savage with animals.
I just wanted to give a huge shout out for something that made me really happy when I ran across it just this week. The kids sending the blood to space is part of it, and I'll describe that in a second.
That made you happy?
No, it's called the Journal of Emerging Investigators. In my occasional series of, wow, that's a journal and I love it, the Journal of Emerging Investigators is an open access journal that publishes original research in biological and physical sciences that's written by middle and high school students.
So there's like lots of pictures?
There's pictures. No. I'll give you the history, but this stuff is like I'll read you out some of the papers.
Truly emerging.
No, they are great. Like that, they are awesome studies. They are.
So wait, you can't publish in it?
No, I can't.
So it's ageist.
No, it's stagist.
It's divisive.
It's divisive.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
No,
I feel shut out.
It is for particular people who are high school and middle school students. I assume
the definition.
I assume
of
they
racist.
would take a primary school student as well.
Racist.
I don't think that's race. I don't think you know what words mean.
I don't.
So anyway, there's the story of the journal started about in 2011. There was some Harvard grad students who were in the Harvard Medical School. They went along to the science fairs that
I've heard of them
at local high schools.
Yeah.
And all of these students doing all this hard work. At the end of the day, it all just ends up in the trash. Like they get their mark. Teacher says yay. Teacher says that's not science. Teacher says
your macaroni volcano is terrible.
That is unethical. Whatever. And it all, regardless, gets dumped in the trash.
Yeah, it's over, yeah.
And so Sarah Fankhauser, who was at the Harvard Med School, and a couple of colleagues, Lincoln Pasquino and Chris Wells, said, well, maybe something more should happen here.
We should keep the blood at least.
We should keep the blood.
Jesus.
No, and they established the Journal of Emerging Investigators, and cool. I was just like, this is amazing. They've had submissions over the last decade and a bit.
Can I clarify? The peer review is other emerging investigators?
No, the peer review is actually they work with they often work with graduate students. That it is definitely peer reviewed.
But they're aware that the grad students are always the meanest reviewers.
That they work with grad students as helping them to publish as well.
Oh, okay.
So they will shepherd them through publishing, but it is peer reviewed. So it is getting reviewed by people who have
pretty
expertise.
fucking impressive, to be honest. That is very impressive.
I'll tell you one other story that was not published in a bit, but it's a mind blowing story.
Wow.
But anyway, I just thought I'd take a deep dive into some of the research that they're publishing.
Excellent.
And it's just, some of it is like, the interests of high school kids. I saw a bunch of, like how to improve at chess, uncovering insights using regression analysis. So someone had done a bunch of things in how different people will improve at chess, or how to, a bunch of NFL studies, like which sorts of plays lead to different sorts of things. And
adults do that too. But
then I'm like, okay, de novo design of dual target inhibitor against tau phosphorylation and acylation for Alzheimer's therapy. And I'm like...
High school.
High school.
It's fair to say I only understand 99% of those words.
I know, right?
And I'm past high school.
Exactly. Here's another one. CDK7 inhibition disrupts androgen signaling and induces metabolic rewiring in prostate cancer cells. Vista inhibitor CA170 combined with CRAS vaccine enhances immune response in lung cancer. So they're doing...
What in the actual?
I mean, there's some other...
These are 15-year-olds.
These, yeah. Well, I don't know the age of those particular ones, but they're
Let's
definitely
say 15.
Of 15, younger, older. Some of them are student work preferences, typing or handwriting.
Where do they get access to the materials and the machinery required to do that?
It's gonna vary enormously. Some I've seen some school science programs where they're like not just teaching science, but they're like, okay, let's come up with a problem, let's investigate it, and let's go out and get it. Some of them are using data that's already there. So here's one that is very much you can understand. You can understand high school students, particularly in the US, caring about this.
Yeah.
An evaluation of trends in US maternal deaths based on abortion policies from 2018 to 2021. Ooh. You want to know the result?
I do.
72% increase in maternal death in restrictive states.
So
that was based on data from the CDC. So they're using other people's data that's been published and then doing an analysis of
and
that.
And the actual grants are too freaking cowardly to...
Anyway,
that's necessary.
Some is very, you can imagine the high school science project. This one is the growth of bacteria on everyday objects and the
If you're a high school boy.
and the antimicrobial effects of household spices.
Let's start with, I'm a 15-year-old boy. Everything's covered in fungus. Everything you've even looked at is covered in fungus.
And then let's put either chili powder, turmeric, honey, or sumac on it and see if they inhibit the bacteria.
I'm going to say, particularly to the boys, you shouldn't put chili powder and stuff on random objects in your room because there's going to be some cross-contamination that you're not going to find desirable.
And so that's where, the effects of rocket travel and near-space environment on dried blood and blood plasma. So it wasn't just a desire to send a rocket full of blood to space.
Sure.
It was
send it, and I assume they're going to retrieve it then.
Yeah, they wanted to know what happened to the blood. Basically, their argument was that time and space will have injuries, and in fact there are injuries going on in the International Space Station and so on.
Sure.
Right now. And so there may be or are requirements for blood transfusions.
So what if you keep a bucket of blood up there, will it be okay?
Basically, and if you launch a bucket of blood, what happens?
Well, the first thing, you put a lid on it. Definitely put a lid on it.
Blood plasma was fine with the launch, but the red blood cells experienced significant loss of viable cells. So they got squished.
They got a bit crunchy.
They got squished. I mean, they were launching at far faster speeds than a human would go. So they were at like 25G. I think humans typically go at
less than that.
Less than that. So I think the argument was assume blood is like human.
But that's important for if you were trying to shoot up a care package.
Yeah.
Like we really need to get them blood to transfuse as quickly as possible, but not too quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So go at 8G and that'll probably be fine.
Maybe 9.
Or send some dried plasma and that'll work.
We just mix it with coconut coconut water and
Yeah.
obviously.
But this is the one that made me laugh the most. This is so, I don't know if it's Stoner High School or they are thinking on another level.
It can be both.
It was human comprehension of 4-dimensional rotation. So they did a bunch of studies, and I'm like,
what?
My brain hurts of, can you imagine a 4-dimensional shape? And at that point, I go, no.
My answer is no, yeah. Same, like, no.
And they say, no, keep imagining it. And now I move that 4-dimensional shape through a 4-dimensional maze.
So wait. Keep imagining the thing you can't imagine and now do something with it.
So I don't think this is the stoners. I think this is...
4-dimensional maze?
Yeah, I think this
Isn't that just a maze moving through time?
It hurts But I assume this is the full-on maths kids that are like, no, you just imagine it. And I'm like...
I don't even know what do you attach that to?
There is a story of a woman in the 1930s who became really proficient at imagining 4-dimensional shapes.
How do you prove that?
Can I jump in there quickly? Like a 2-dimensional shape casts a 1-dimensional shadow.
Yes.
A 3-dimensional shape casts a 2-dimensional shadow. A 4-dimensional shape casts a 3-dimensional shadow.
No, that's where it breaks down.
No, it does. I mean, it has to.
I don't know.
Because the point source coming from there. From this thing. There's this thing.
Yeah, and then you just...
Because you
so now you know, just think what the 3-dimensional shadow is, and now you know what 4-dimensional shape is.
Just do it. So just go through the shadow maze.
Thanks, man.
The shadow maze in 3 dimensions.
If you want to know, like, I realise now I can see it.
There you go.
Well, that was your little bit of science for this week.
To be fair, that was quite a bit of science.
Well, it was.
Especially that last one.
I would like you as a high school student or a non-high school student to rotate some 4-dimensional shapes in your mind right now and report back now.
And give us a 4-dimensional review.
Nice.
19 stars, but in at least 3 dimensions.
You can send your 4-dimensional review to our 4-dimensional email address.
Which is cheers@a littlebitofscience.com.au.
Is mumbling a 4th dimension.
/Jesus.
It's not /Jesus.
You have no respect for the modern religions.
I'm going to say this precisely. We'd love if you rated us on iTunes or your other podcast platform of choice with the highest possible rating that they can give, which is just 5 stars.
And if you want to make a comment that's positive as well, Will would accept that.
I would.
He would wear it on a T-shirt.
Clear and positive.
There's your challenge. Write a clear and positive review in the reviews, and Will put it on a T-shirt, or I'll put it on a T-shirt, and he'll wear it.
Oh, what was the T-shirt? I'm going to wear that T-shirt.
Hermeneutic responsibility.